Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to Jets of Time, where we're going to be playing Chrono Trigger Jets of Time, the Chrono Trigger randomizer. I'm Lord Batsy. I am joined tonight by Fox. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited to see what will happen for game two. This past seed, I think the race was definitely just a random thing. Um, but for this upcoming one, I hope to um, uh, I hope to see at least something a little bit different. Um,
Yeah, for sure. Um, for those, many of us probably just came from the other race, which was over on FF for All, where Ceres.Rose took victory in a Tyrannular Go mode over Sigil's Black Omen. And we will definitely see if this seed offers us different options. There's been a lot of wishing in chat already for certain characters up front. Fitz is trying to curse the runners, of course. So we're just going to have to see once they hit start. And of course, this is the second game of the Gato Cup finale. The Gato Cup, of course, is our new player event run by One Free Fits, where we have mentors helping the runners make decisions, and you get to go through a whole little tournament with a mentor. So, series is now one game up, and this match will decide whether we go to a third or not. And meanwhile, if Gato Cup sounds like something that interests you, you should totally join our Discord and sign up for the next one.
yeah, we need a rot tech. I'm still a little upset that the rot tech was not available. That could have been used in the previous one, but um, that's in the past now.
Yeah, indeed. That last seed gave us the Silver Rock team pretty much right out of the gate, but the Silver Rock itself was in the back of Black Omen, so the tech would have been available for all of 4 boss fights or something. Mm.
Well, we have Frog and Robo to start
This
out.
looks familiar. All right. We have a Frog and Robo start, and while okay, last seed, I wasn't on comms, so I don't remember exactly. I don't remember who was in front of Kath and which were the starting 2, but these were definitely 2 of the starting 3, so not looking super different so far.
Also, apparently, the last one was Chrono Frog, and then Robo was from a cathedral.
Gotcha. All right, as usual, runners are splitting up to go down their individual opening loops, looking for certain items, revives and shelters being among them, picking up power tabs, maybe a couple of speed tabs and magic tabs here and there. Gonna peak snail stop here, or possibly more than peak.
And we get some vanilla jerky.
Okay. And that was very quick. I think she didn't take the jerky. But either way, we will know where it is. And yep, that is the vanilla jerky, which is a little disappointing up front, but at least we know where it is. We're not going to get any, like, jerky surprises. Okay. Series is on to the next check that you can do right up front. And it is the ruby knife.
It does look like Sigil is turning the jerky in right away.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, let's see if this pays off. We can get pretty good treasure off the jerky. That's a Vigil hat.
Oh,
All right.
you take that in Jets. You just take that and go. That's a fantastic piece of equipment to get.
Perfect. It's got great stats, and it will protect players from every status effect, which is often key against Lavos at the end. No one is upset to see that. Let's see. We'll see if I was wrong and see if she did pick up the jerky. It certainly looks like, yep, okay.
Yeah, she
did
definitely
pick
picked it up.
And she is turning it in, and so she's going to get that nice Vigil hat too.
Oh, and magic tabs +2. I just noticed that.
I think power tabs were also 2, but I would have to look again. Okay.
Okay, so that's not a good spot for her. So
Oh, Marl.
if we get a bent sword broken hilt, I think you probably just go and do Magus Castle Go here.
Potentially. With Marl and Burrow, that does tell you at least that you probably don't need to do Prism Shard up front. Goodness knows what you might need to do after it, though. Yep, power tabs are +2. Ceres taking the Guardia Forest grind, and I believe both players have activated the Xenon Bridge quest.
And Bravo got laser spin right away, so that's nice.
Yeah, indeed, that's not bad.
Interesting that Ceres opts to do this fight twice.
Yes, this will get you a couple more tech points. Probably at the cost of it being a little faster to run over to the bush and activate the one with 2 guys instead. But the lower tech point amount will get you all of your starting techs. Got Robo Tackle there, and I think Water too, so that's pretty good.
Yep, and that was definitely an early Water too. Of like the screen clear techs, like Water 2 and Ice 2 are the ones you really would like to see early because they are the fastest animations of like all those spells.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you don't have anything to put into a double tech, those are definitely the quick ones. Like I would want to see Fire 2 early because, I could put it with triple kick or something, but it isn't as fast as Water 2 or Ice 2. All right. Sigil beginning the Nagaet fight. Ceres is just through it, and we'll see who character number 3 is. And look, it's Chrono.
Wow. Oh. Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, this time they don't have a Robo Ribbon just yet. There is the temptation to take the team and go. Like I think this team is pretty okay, especially with Chrono.
This is a decent team. You could just take it and go. You'd look at the techs you're getting. maybe a player would want to get at least one of the hero medal or the Robo's ribbon, which I recall both turned up super early last time. So they will be down some power compared to that race.
There was just a pearl edge for Frog right there as well.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And like I want to use this team like once it so that like in the last thing on commentary, it brought up like the one weapon that I had for fraud that I posted on the Discord server, and I used this team with it. So but looks like Ceres does want to go to the back of the cathedral. Like you can get some very good items just very early in these flags.
Yeah, in Gato Cup flags, we have treasure set to its most generous, so even in early dungeons, there's some decent stuff.
Toronto did also get Spin Cut as his first tech, which is, I think, probably one of the best ones you can get first.
I mean, that's pretty good, yeah. If Frog gets Leap Slash, then there's X Strike. So Spin Cut is definitely nothing to sneeze at. With this party, I always would want to see both Shock and Luminaire because Super Volt is probably the best magic you're getting out of this combination, especially in Jets of Time where it's enhanced to use Luminaire instead of Lightning too.
Oh, and that second, the other chest was a weapon for Robo. Okay.
Luminaire's coming. We see Sigil
Shock, I think, is Robo's third tech, so yeah. Yeah, I probably would have bailed out.
Yeah, no, I mean, with Super Volt on the table early, that's one of the things, I mentioned earlier, while we don't have the ribbon or the hero medal, that tilts the scales back the other direction.
Unfortunately, this is Slash here, so don't want to use a bunch of magic on him. You want to really emphasize physical damage.
Yeah, for certain. Luckily, at least, since Slash is very counterattack happy, he's usually not very powerful back here, so you can take a couple of his counter hits before anyone goes down. Question in chat, as runners, would you play differently being up or down a game in a best of 3? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Because even though we have our tournament, we've had tournaments go to best of 3 at different points. I've always gotten eliminated right before they go to best of 3. So I don't know. I'd probably be really anxious, but that's a good question.
Okay, so who are we gonna see in the pack uh, uh, here?
It's Luca. All right.
Okay.
Sure, no one is upset to see her.
And Ceres is swapping Robo out for
Luca. Yeah.
Luca here.
We'll hopefully see some text in just a second, but the runners were hoping for a Luca up front, so this is close enough to up front. Of course, those texts didn't look
That's
awesome.
real unfortunate.
But
wow, that was the
yeah. That said, because this is a Gato Cup seed, they don't have to go unlock magic with Specchio, so Luca won't be stuck with those until the end of time, as she might be in other flag sets.
there's an even better weapon for Frog.
Mm-hmm. Right, Sigil picking up Luca has not switched members as of yet, but may check the menu once coming outside. We'll see.
Okay, so Ceres will be doing the desert now.
At least the grind.
Oh, there
Some
was
people will. Yep, there was an amulet. That's nice.
So, are you pretty good on status protection at this point?
Yep. Right, Sigil also brought in Luca for Robo and has committed some tabs.
Have they seen a weapon for Chrono yet? I haven't seen one yet. But
don't think so. Looks like a wood sword there. It's a decent enough gamble to expect that you'll get a good weapon for Chrono because he has a lot of them, like, relative to other characters. He has a bigger pool of weapons that are, like, good enough. But, goodness knows, like, my curse when rolling seeds is you won't find a good weapon for him and Confuse will be last. That's, like, my personal curse. So, you never know. Ceres appears to be leaving the desert for now, possibly just taking it for some levels, which is not an unusual play. Heading into Heckran Cave.
And so in the previous match, both of our runners used the same party, and I think we're probably gonna get the same thing here. At this point, I would not be surprised at this point.
We very well may. I suppose if I found like an Ayla or had the ability to recruit Marl, I might be tempted to drop somebody. But you know, this team is pretty solid, so I don't blame anybody.
Yeah, yeah. Frog and Luca just work well together. Their techs are really good, and I love Frog Flare. It's always been one of my favorite techs, and it's tricky to use, but if you know how to use it's just such a big powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. When Chrono's got a good sword and Confuse, Fire Sword 2 is very reliable.
Not to mention there's X Strike with its buff in this and Jets.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been seeing plenty of Hyper Ethers. Those are always welcome in my eyes.
Yeah, lots of full and hyper. MP recovery will probably not be much of an issue this seed. Kaiser Arm is a decent weapon for Robo, but I don't know that that'll be enough to entice anyone to use him. Okay, so
Oh, there was a Demon Edge in that shop, but I don't think Sigil will opt to buy it.
All right. Well, we've sure got a lava spawn down here in Heckran Cave.
Definitely one of the better places for this boss in particular. Having the wood sword isn't great though, and yeah, you can't use slurp cut on it. I think slurp cut works same way like boulder and beast toss work.
Yeah, I think it might. There are certain things that you just can't lock onto.
But having the wood sword still for this fight really is not good.
Oh, it's not great. It would be doable if she could hit, and that's the real issue right now, unfortunately, too, which is like
That too, yeah.
Chrono's hit stat is really bad at low levels. Now, Sigil has done a little more grinding, I think. I think there were a few more desert fights taken, but maybe in for the same same deal. I thought someone did pick up a sword for Chrono, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, but I think they both still are on the wood sword.
Yeah. can see that Ceres is chipping away. This is not a fun way to have to do this fight, but as long as you stay alive, it'll work.
One of the nice things about Gato Cup is that the healing items are very cheap compared to, especially if you were to like do like hard item pooler. It's very, very noticeable.
Yeah, the difference between easy and hard is quite a bit. The hard
Also in
items
hard,
are very lean.
also in hard, you start with half the money, so
That is true, you do, yep. Usually have to like rewrite your shopping script that you've had, you know, playing on normal items. Okay. Got a fire 2 over on Sigil's Luca. Not that we can combine that with anything to make it single target right now, I don't think.
Ruby Gun Drop was actually something he probably wanted for the fight, but
Helped, in fact, yeah.
yeah, it's just a little unfortunate. And that's the
Sigil's
Prism
gonna
Shard.
reset. Yep, alright. Prism Shard from Hecarim Cave. So that's not getting us anywhere for a while, of course, because we would need Marl to turn that in and activate that quest. And she's down in the burrow.
It's possible, but unlikely that she's locking one of the thing, like either gate key or pendant. But I think that's relatively unlikely.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I guess suppose it basically blocks like 2 other items because of the
yeah,
moonstone check as well. So it's, I think maybe overall less likely, but it depends on what's on the table. We got jerky on the table already, so that eliminates a non-progression item that could be back there.
that true. That as well, yes.
Okay.
Oh, looks like did Sigil check and then swap to Robo? Is that what
Yes.
happened? Okay.
Yeah, Sigil has swapped to
I think
Robo.
that is reasonable.
Yeah, for sure. When you're gonna need to chip this thing down with single target hits, Robo Tackle is one of the better things on the plate right now. All right.
I did not see. Oh, that was the Chrono Trigger.
I didn't see it either, but I think so, and she doesn't want it right now in any case.
Okay, so at this point, it's either here or Denadoro.
Yep, we are running out of checks with progression, so either the desert or Denadoro Mountains has to have at least gate key or pendant, which doesn't mean that the other one can't have the other item, but it's not super likely.
Oh, there were 2
Another
Kaisarons
Kaiser
in
arm.
here. Okay.
All right. Okay, we've got Mother Brain, which is not always a fun time either, but we do have Hypno Wave. So Luca can put the screens to sleep so that she won't be able to heal herself. Unfortunately, there's still not a lot of single target or even AoE damage in this party. So once again, Ceres is kind of restricted to definitely some subpar things in the moveset. Okay, Sigil is running in to check Xenon Bridge.
Yes, fun. We do have Fire 2 and Robo Tackle. I, yeah, I wasn't sure about like keeping this party in particular, especially if they haven't bought a weapon for Chrono yet. That's the real issue I have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sigil looks like probably going to finish Xenon Bridge. So we're going to see if that yields anything interesting.
Oh yeah, fire tackle would definitely be really good if they notice that they can use it at this point.
I think that's the best damage on the table at this point, yeah.
And Sigil is picking up the Chrono Trigger right away, just doing the fights.
All right, Ceres is through that mother brain fight, and I'm noticing Ozzy on the bridge is dropping vigil hats. So I think that
Wow.
means
Okay.
Sigil, we got a bit of a Sigil vigil party here. That's full status protection on his party, basically, unless he finds any of the, like, there's a couple of helmets that are, like, tempting to replace it with, haste helm, but not very many.
Oh man, this is arguably worse right here. But
Yeah, gosh. Got a retinite. Yet another boss where the best techs on the table aren't gonna help very much. Although I suppose if they're all, kind of up front in the seed, the end of it should be all right. All right. Robo rips the space-time continuum a new one by, like, contacting himself, and meanwhile, we're gonna get an item. So we can see from sight scope that's gonna kill the retinite's bottom. Hey, there we go. There's the gate
okay.
key.
Oh, Sarah doesn't pick it up yet. That vigil hat would have been nice for the mother brain fight.
It's true. I don't think Chaos lost her too much time in the end, though, so it should be all right. Let's head to prehistory with that gate key and see what we find. All right, Sigil is going in against Mother Brain as well.
Yeah, 387. That's already a huge enough difference.
Yeah, we're hovering on Luca's turn.
Oh,
All right, we
reset
gotta
out.
reset out.
Does Sigil not know you can put the
The monitors to sleep? It's possible.
There's check the prizes for the hunting range, and is also opting to do the forest maze for the chests. I haven't seen anybody do this before. That's interesting.
Yeah, this is some people really like to grab some extra chests, so this is like a somewhat popular location to dip into for that, and especially in Gato Cup. In higher difficulties, I've never found it very useful, but like when you're on easy items, you're probably gonna get good stuff out of here. Blue mail, that's nice. All right, heading into Reptile Lair, presumably.
There's a little bit more fighting.
Yep, that is a decent enough fight to grind off of if you need some extra XP and TP. I think that the bug fight up here is the better fight for tech points, although I could be wrong. We'll see. And then there's a 4 reptite fight in the basement that sort of reverses. It has better XP but fewer tech points, or vice versa. Sigil, though he has not put the monitors to sleep, did come in to the Mother Brain fight with that fire tackle doing some pretty decent damage. So, yeah, you know, I think that he may have saved some time there.
So, one thing that Sigil did was, Sigil did Denadoro first, but is not doing that this time.
Do you mean last run?
Yeah, in the last race.
Gotcha. Right, and this is going to be his gate key. Won't be surprised if that gets turned in pretty quickly.
And that particular fight skip that Ceres just did, you have to wait until the big ape enemy turns around, otherwise it will see you and you get in the fight anyway.
Yep. All right, let's see what boss Reptite Lair is throwing at us. Okay.
We got a guardian.
It is Guardian.
The Fire 2 will still probably knock out the bit here. Nope.
Not quite enough, looks like. Yeah. But another one probably will, and that didn't hit very hard, so that's all right.
Importantly, the Guardian itself is immune to fire elemental damage.
Yep. Okay, we got Sigil checking Dactyl Nest. We know that this is Ayla or Magus.
Yeah, it's all who can be up here at this point.
Yeah, I don't remember which player checked the burrow, but I think it was only one of them.
Yeah, I think... Fortunately, I think having Robo in is definitely, like, the thing that would have been really helpful, especially with some of these fights.
For sure. Having Robo Tackle is pretty much the best physical thing we've got right now. We've got a Fire 2 to mix with something, but Chrono doesn't have Confuse.
And with this Guardian fight, the Super Volt would definitely be really dealing out damage.
Yeah, that would be excellent right now. Okay, we got a Magus up on Dactyl Nest. So is Sigil about to hear the siren call of Team Blue Rock? This is the question. At least not yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Magus already has Black Hole and Dark Matter. That is tempting.
So the only tech for the...
Interesting.
I think Sigil's, like, really hard committed on Chrono. I saw him give the tabs to him, like, pretty early.
Yeah, no, that certainly could be. I think we're still looking at that wood sword, which is terribly painful, unfortunately. I'm sure there have been shops and things.
There was a splasher drop, so yeah. Ceres now has a weapon for Chrono.
She indeed does. And let's see what else she's got. There's the pendant. Ooh. Okay. All right, spicy. Let's go.
Ceres is checking Laruba. Sigil didn't check this.
No, he has not been there. All right, we're renaming Frog to Sigil over on Ceres' side. It's the Silver Rock.
All right, then.
Sigil is hitting Mount Woe because that Magus with Dark Matter can probably wipe those wipe those fights pretty efficiently and will be fast enough. Especially if you threw like Chrono's bandana on him or something.
Oh my gosh, there was an alloy blade in the first chest of Denadoro. That's gotta feel really bad.
Mm.
Especially like if you just do like, because like I know there's the variation where you do Denadoro for like the first couple attacks. Like you could get that right away and then get Chrono.
It's true. I mean, you wouldn't know it was there until you looked. So of course that's just how it
Definitely.
crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, that's just really unfortunate here.
Mhm.
That's all. And for both our runners, like I probably would have been a little burnt too.
Up. All right. Sigil is taking a generous helping of fights up on Mount Woe, Rubbles as well as scripted fights here. He's had pretty good Rubble luck so far, so I can't really begrudge him that. Generally speaking, the regular encounters on Mount Woe are more efficient. Like, you won't get the 50 TP like you will off a Rubble, but you will probably clear the fight faster. But taking Rubbles, especially if you just want to knock out as many techs as you can quickly, is certainly a good option.
I always forget that this fight is just got the imps on the ground. And so I'm like, I was just thinking, why do we just run into this when you can just avoid this one? But
Ah, yes. This one's an okay one to blow away.
that said, one of those enemies are dropping magic tabs.
I think we just got a fire sword tech, but it's going very quickly, so it's hard for me to tell what's where. Swapping frog in for the heal. All right, we have the White Rock up on top Denadoro Mountains.
So I think we have 5 checks open, given what we know, and I think 2 of those have to be bent sword and bent hilt. Considering the fact that Marley's in the burrow. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, that's a problem when I saw it. That's because
Mm.
that just makes it a lot more likely you do get Magus scum of earlier, and it so. But it is still definitely on the table that the other go modes aren't just like that one of or both of the other go modes are just there. That was a prism dress job.
It
Okay.
sure was. Excellent. Okay, what do we got up here? We've got a mutant. I think that is
Yeah, that's the Giga Mutant.
Giga. I was like, it's the one between Mega and Terra, and I'm forgetting my words. Yeah. That is Giga Mutant. Remember, green for Giga. One of the more annoying ones because of that counter attack that it does every time you damage it.
Yeah, Giga's actually the worst of the three. Just because it absorbs your MP when you attack it. Also, it has the highest magic defense out of all of them and max defense.
It does have max defense. Like, Terra might hit a little harder sometimes, is the only thing. Like, if you're getting punched in the face, that's when you're scared of Terra. Giga is, like, way more annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a... Like, if either runner went to Denador early, this could have been really annoying. There was a sunshade.
Some sunshades, excellent. Flea Vest and Load Helm off the boss on Denadoro, not bad. Not super exciting, though. We did get a Prism Dress last time, though. Yeah, I'll rock those sunshades. You don't need an amulet with the Vigil Hat anyway. Okay, we're gonna see the key item from Denadoro. We're gonna see the boss up on Mount Woe is Zombor. And it's the clone there up on Denadoro, so I believe Ceres knows exactly where that chrono trigger is.
All right.
And this party is fantastic for Black Omen. Like, I mean, it's good no matter what, but the Chrono Luca Frog combo, I would say, is probably like better for Zeal than it is for Lavos. That including Mammoth Machine and everything.
Oh, I think just saw the alloy blade. Okay, well, and she bought the Demon Edge. I think she forgot that the alloy blade was the first chest.
Yeah, no, she had grabbed a couple of swords and not equipped yet, but yeah, understandably, sometimes you forget when you're running quickly. Nice black hole on Zombor there. Black hole is, of course, modified for Jets of Time. It is not an instant death attack. It is a non-elemental magical AoE with the Doom effect on it. Meaning, I mean, it does perfectly nice damage on its own, but if one of your other party members is KO'd, or even two, it will do a lot of damage.
That was a little close because the Thumber got its combo attack off. But now that the head went down, so the rest of the fight was fine.
There is Shock. Yeah, where Sigil is going with Team Blue Rocker now, so we will see. And we will see what that key item is as well.
Yeah, for Zombor, if the legs die first, you get that combo attack a second time. And okay, there's the bent sword. That's kind of expected.
Okay. Sword piece up on Woe. Yeah, one of them had to show up soon, because there's got to be stuff behind that prism shard. Okay, Sigil is going to come here and do Reptite Lair, looks like.
Sigil will get the pendant. The pendant's required because we've seen everything. So
Yep. Yeah, so given a required pendant, I think that suggests that Black Omen might be the slightly friendlier of the Gomodes of those two to be finding Magus's castle being kind of its own thing. But that would have had to show up much earlier to be worth it at this point.
yeah, I've been like playing offline, so I'm not always the best judge of this. Um, but I typically, if I do Magus Castle, it's because I get it before I have to go to the future or something. So if I avoid future, I just do it.
Yeah, can make sense.
Also, watching both these seeds, the thing I'm actually most happy that I didn't see was getting a literal sphere zero go mode because I actually like played like a couple of those this past week.
They're
Uh,
painful. Like,
yeah, they're not good. I'm happy that our runners did not encounter
mhm.
those. And we got a vanilla dragon tank, so
Alrighty.
fortunately with this team you can't just nuke with magic. Well, you kind of can, but the head does heal. So
Yeah, the head shouldn't heal for too much, but of course it won't take light or fire damage. That will probably take out the body though, so now it's just the head.
and yeah, the thing that we do need to see is that Ceres remembers that the Chrono Trigger was on Xenon Bridge.
Yeah, that's true. I figured that she did because she rushed future immediately, but we will see. Yeah. But she has absolutely checked it. And I suppose at this point it doesn't matter all that much whether you do Xenon Bridge before you do this sequence. You gotta do both of them anyway. All right, we are heading into the treasure room with Ceres over there. Sigil is going to the future. We'll see what he does when he gets there.
Got a speed tab and an Aeon suit. Those are pretty nice from that
Yeah.
first sealed door.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Magic tabs, red mail.
I think she might not remember that was there.
That is entirely possible.
Yeah, I don't know if Sigil's going to go back for the clone, especially because for certain one of these checks is going to be the other Magus Castle item. So
yeah, like or like Dreamstone or something. Well, and or Dreamstone, really.
yeah,
But like,
provided Dreamstone's not behind Prism Shard.
yeah, no, I
Wait,
was saying it's a possibility, but like that's yeah, like we're definitely gonna see a sword piece because of that Marl and the Burrow.
I think it's actually a coin flip right now. Am I right about that?
In terms of
Whether or not it's behind the Magus Castle Go.
nothing can be behind the go mode, but well, except the Prism Shard. But yeah, I think it is just a toss up. We have double Fritz saves. Everybody decided to save Fritz, possibly for the free items. Ceres is letting Golem Boss run away, which is definitely a viable strategy. All right, and we're gonna come up and see this item. There's the bent hilt. I actually normally these runners would be running with their mentors. I don't know if we have the mentors in with them today. But having been a mentor for Gato Cup, I know that part of my job is like, actually don't forget that chrono trigger on the bridge or whatever, We're looking at Ayla in the back of Protodome. Ayla is already packing triple kick.
So we have Blaze Kick, but Ceres is gonna have to do like some sort of fight if she wants to have it for this boss here, but I don't know if she's committing. Right, we're gonna go down into Aris Dome here. And gosh, at this point, we haven't seen Moonstone. I don't think we've seen Ribbon or Metal. Yeah, there's still Thomas Pop, there's Grand Leon Ribbon, and Moonstone.
Pop, yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there. The Dreamstone will be somewhere, but getting to be likelier than not it's behind something more unpleasant than some of these faster checks. Got a super slash here on Aris Dome, so that'll probably go down quick. Unlike regular slash, he doesn't have any special defensives, so you can just wail on him. Bunch of multi-techs off of that fight. It is very easy to grab the Protodome character and then, like, forget to take a fight between there and here so that you earn your multi-techs. But there actually is a trick you can do, which is if you go into that boss room while the alarm's going off before the boss spawns, open your menu, close it again, an enemy encounter will spawn, and you can totally use that to
Oh right, I forgot about that.
But if you need a tech before the boss, you can do that. It's a little obscure, but every once in a while, it works out really nicely.
But I just remembered something interesting about that room. There's like a really old like tool assisted run that just crashes the game on the like the title screen like movie playing by doing the menu glitch, because I think you do that to open that
Hey,
fight. There was a rainbow.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but that's why I was like, "Woo, we have a rainbow," which is how you know that I didn't roll this. Yes, we do have that high score check in the back of our stone that gets updated with every tournament. So if you want your name there, you should play next year. Well, I was about to say this year. No. It's still 2025. Just a little bit.
And there's the moonstone.
There's that moonstone.
All right, Genodome.
Oh, we'll see.
Or the or it's behind Prism Shard.
I think at this point, gosh. We still got
low.
Well, that will yield that other sword piece, I think it was.
Interestingly, from this perspective, despite what we know, this will be a 2 and 3 for Dreamstone behind Prism Shard here.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is the other thing that I can really mention about this is that oh gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. We're focusing on a lot. And here we got that moonstone over on Sigil's side.
We'll see if um we'll see if she goes for it. At least doing those checks, because it is like, because I don't know if she's aware that's in her favor that the Dreamstone's behind it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like like from for all she knows, it's a coin flip, and she forgot that the Chrono Trigger was on the bridge and everything.
Yeah. Like something's on pop, something's on hero metal.
If I may have misspoke, yeah, she definitely did. Um, I was I wasn't sure whether or not she like either just like because like depending on what kind of tracker she's using, she just marked it off or not.
Yeah, no, and it can definitely happen. You get way into a seed and forget something you did, 40 minutes ago. And yeah, back-to-back races do make things blur together a bit.
I think if if it's a yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to speculate a bit too much, but Sigil's gonna be on the perspective that dreams like there. It's possible that they're just Gomo Islands behind this behind
Well,
these.
I mean, Sigil just got Magus's castle go mode, so yeah, now is the question, like, does he want to try another short check?
Yeah,
Looks like we'll go to Protodome, which is a character check, but that's fine.
and just to confirm, um, both of our runners do know in fact that Marley's in the pro, right? I just wanted to double check.
I believe that Ceres knows. I don't know if Sigil knows, but he will know in just a second because he's going to see Ayla right here. Yep, he was looking for Marl. So now he knows.
Yeah, I think Sigil is going to check this.
Yeah, looks like. All right. There is Flare and Tailspin for Ceres. And yeah, no, I don't think Sigil is just going for go mode either. He's grabbed Marl. I think he's gonna
Yeah, I
check what's on
wasn't
that
thinking
Prism
that.
Shard.
Yeah, with
Oh
the
yeah.
protodome check, like you're definitely not going.
Mm-hmm.
I I was I was thinking this is just to check Prism Shard.
Yep. He's gonna go ahead and set that Moonstone down too, which is good because often when you can check one, you may as well check the other. Of course, we'll see if the Prism Shard itself has that Dreamstone on it, or if I mean, I think it possibly can't. I think at this point, with the pop and the metal still out there, we have to have the Moonstone or the Shard lead to something else. But there still is a
It's
small chance.
it could be both of those there, or it could be like Dreamstone in one of them.
Mhm.
But there's at least going to be uh, at least one fetch from our vantage point, and
Mm.
but our runners aren't going to know that. Yes, Bone. Gino can be like one of them into the next.
Mhm. Yep, Sigil has in fact just gone in to that Prism Shard check. So it is possible to turn on the Prism Shard. You can run down to the basement and look at the item on it first, and then if you want it, you can come upstairs and fight it. But Sigil is going for maximum items here, I think. I think he wants to get both of them just right at the same time.
I think when you have Moonstone ready, you just do both. I wouldn't like just checking one over the other.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's like, we're past the hour mark, so we might be feeling a little behind. You could just zip down there and see if what you want is on the Prism Shard and, IE is in front. Um, but, at this point, it won't make a lot of a difference for sure. It's nice when you can set up the Moonstone at the same time. Giga Gaia here in the courtroom. Oh yeah, Giga Gaia's hands are really wide, but if you turn them sideways, they're just like 1 pixel thick, so you can get him through the door, no problem. All right, we have Ceres fixing that sword as well. We will see what she does next, whether she goes for Marl or Magus, so to speak. All right. Long trek into the basement where there's some decent stuff. Ruby armor's always nice. All right. That was Moonstone. Now let's see what's on the shard. And the Hero Medal. All right, so Hero Medal will open up to another item. It does look like Ceres is going for the Prism Shard too. She's dropping off and picking up that Sunstone.
Is this the pop, the ribbon, or the Dreamstone? So if it's the ribbon, then Genodome has almost pop into Dreamstone.
Yes.
Which it would have that's like the worst case scenario for runners.
Mm-hmm. All right, what we got? That's the Dreamstone. All right, okay. So Sigil has activated an alternate go mode.
So yeah, Robo Ribbon's behind the Tomo's popping Genodome.
Geno will be pop into Ribbon. We just found the Dreamstone down in the burrow for those catching up.
Yeah, so now Sigil has a lead. Is he gonna keep Marley in, or is he gonna like do something different? I think.
Looks like he's sticking with this party with Chrono in it. Yeah, all of us trying to beam thoughts of Xenonbridge into Ceres' head, who unfortunately has been running around looking for another go mode for a little bit now, and I'm sure this doesn't feel good. Questions in chat about whether this turns into a best of 3. So if Sigil wins, it will go to a best of 3. We do not yet have that race scheduled. I believe they scheduled this double header for tonight and then figured they would schedule the last if it was needed.
Also, it's not over until we actually have the final bosses down.
Absolutely.
Even with a good party, you have to make sure you do well against the final fights.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. The final boss fights in this randomizer and the vanilla game are just a step above everything else, really. Even if you can comfortably get through everything before them, you could still get there without enough power for the final boss.
That's silly. We have a mud imp here, so this won't be any trouble.
Nope. Eventually we'll buff him.
Oh, that's actually planned.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Mudimp is really weird because like his like he has really good, I think, physical defense. So if you only have physical, you might actually have to chip away at the beasts. Like Mudimp and beasts on Prison Bridge, like where Dragon Tank would be, is awful. If you don't have any magic. But most of the time, it is as simple as this.
Yeah, so all the Black Omen Go mode items were before um going to future. So it
Yeah.
was Xenon and Denadoro had the two Black Omen items, and the pendant was behind Gate Key.
Yep. There's that Grand Leon. There's that hero medal, and then we will see a Dreamstone. And we will see if there are any more party swaps, but it does look like Sigil is going to keep this Chrono Luca Magus team while Ceres is rocking Team 1000. The hate for the Tyranno buttons in chat, well justified. Those things have like the stupidest hitboxes ever, like even dumber than the Beatles in Aristom, and those are kind of dumb. So
I think the safest thing you can do is if you save there, you go back into like the the mob, like the dinosaur bone, then you can just run straight down. But
yeah.
otherwise, yeah, you can hit the one on the right, and then you just get into a fight, and that's just a bit of a time loss.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sigil did a pretty fast Tyrannosaur there. Already here at the not Rust Tyranno. This is Black Tyranno at the mid boss.
If Sigil thinks about it, there's still the option of checking the Kajar rock.
Yes, that is true. There is still a rock we can check. And the Kajar one is pretty convenient. It's right by that nice new shop that we like to visit before the end of the game. So fingers crossed that we see something interesting. All right, and there's that Tyranno down. It had a pretty low HP roll. Black Tyranno's HP can be, well, higher than that, so that was about as quick as it could be. And Ceres is just starting her run into Tyranno Lair. She is possibly packing a little more power in her team right now, so we'll see if that narrows the gap here a little bit.
I don't know how she has been using her power tabs, but if she still has some remaining, um, I would use some on Ayla in her position because Gatling Kick and Blaze Kick both just really benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, Gatling Kick is one of my favorite triple techs. I mean, it's one of those ones that's like, well, it's Blaze Kick plus Chrono, like 3D attack is, well, it's X Strike plus Ayla. But those are always really solid techs when you've got that pattern. Okay.
What is my favorite raw tech? My favorite raw tech is Spin Strike, actually. So, like, for context, I run the vanilla DS version, and I've routed that into actual runs of the game. And so, if you can set it up well, it hits really hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, she does have 8 additional power tabs. So
Okay. That is nice to have either way.
like in their first race, if it wasn't for the rock troll, it was possible that they could have like gotten like with like spin strike. It only looks at frogs uh like frog stats for the damage calculation, and so you can just put all like the power tabs on frog and buff
Mm-hmm.
them up. And with the hero medal and Grand Leon, you can do like over 6,000 if you got enough strength on him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic if you can set it up. That's always the risk with a rock tech, because like a lot of those parties aren't necessarily that strong without it. It depends, because like, the girl power team for White Rock is great, Omega Flare team's great, but Spin Strike is one of the ones that I feel like you need like the right setup, but it's so satisfying when you get it.
Yeah, and their first seed was like very close to being the right setup, and then the rock was in the black omen.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
But yeah, like I also like Blue Rock. I think Black Rock's like my second. Actually, I like that party comp, but without the Black Rock, that team's really not that great.
It can be hard to work with sometimes, given the lack of physical. Although, given in Jets, you could have Black Hole on Magus, that could be how you handle it. But, like, yeah, there's a lot of power, but it's not very balanced. So it can be a little tricky. Right, this Fire Whirl over here on Ceres' side is almost certainly, yep, gonna one-shot Azala, no problem. Sigil is now dipping down into Ocean Palace.
Like at this one too, they could have also possibly have set it up given the circumstances, but um Frog might have Leap Slash as his last tech, and that's not
Yep.
something you want, especially from what I've seen at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're gonna slap that hero medal on Frog. The Jets of Time hero medal is, of course, a little bit enhanced as well. That will give Frog barrier. I forget if it gives them both shield and barrier or just barrier. And I think Prism Specs effect. Robo's Ribbon might have sunshades.
Yeah, Robo's Ribbon has
Yeah.
sunshades and the Prism Specs is on Frog.
Mm-hmm.
So the on the hero medal, that's why the hero medal is really nice with it. And yeah,
Yeah.
like Fun was saying, the Gold Rock would be great if we weren't so low level. Like Gold Rock, the Grand Dream is the strongest tech like in the vanilla game, but
Mm-hmm.
very it's very tricky to set up.
Yeah. God, I wonder if we could like make a mode for Jets of Time where you did get higher level. I'm like probably what we would be doing is increasing the experience yields from basically everything. But we could also up the difficulty of bosses. I don't know, it could be fun. Ooh, speed tabs dropping in that grind spot. So, Sigil is welcome to a max speed party if he would like. Meanwhile, Ceres coming up into Zeal. Definitely nipping at Sigil's heels here.
One thing I will mention about speed, and I don't know if this has been talked about with like the mentors telling them, but one thing you actually don't want is you don't want everybody to have the
Everybody to have
same
the
speed.
same. Yeah, no, we definitely talk about that, but you usually want to pick someone to like go first, so to speak.
Yeah, there's if everybody's the same speed, you get this thing called speed tying, and it's
Mhm.
basically just that the RNG dictates who goes first, and that's not
Yeah.
something you really want to deal with.
It's it's in my opinion, it's not that annoying for bosses most of the time, but when you're still doing dungeons, it can get really annoying. So like there have been times, I'll like hoard my speed taps till I'm ready to fight Lavos, and then I'll give everyone a speed tie because at that point I kind of don't care, but like you have to get to that point. Confuse last, of course.
116 and 215s is pretty good. In vanilla, you can actually run into a situation on like Lavos 3 specifically, where you'll speed tie with all of them, and then your other characters will get a turn because you speed tied so much.
Nice.
And so that's something that's happened to me. And so
Mm.
it's like it's but I think the Lavos 3, the center and left aren't max, but the right one is still max.
Yeah, that might be right. Okay. Okay. So Jill may be moving on.
Oh, I called it. That feels bad.
Yeah, this flea in the throne room. Unpleasant.
Oh yeah, Flea's always not a good boss to run into, and Flea's bad in vanilla as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, I called the bleep slash being the last tech.
Yep.
That's real unfortunate.
Yeah, so was confused too, so no fire
Oh,
sword
so okay,
2 till the end. Like, yeah.
so both of these their seeds for our runners. Confuse is the last tech on Chrono.
Hmm.
So that that's something I think they're probably going to talk about when they're done here.
Yeah, like almost everybody in that party with Frog is missing a component of like their most useful move. We do at least have Frog Flare, but that one's a little more like advanced, and you don't just throw Frog Flare everywhere. Or
Yeah,
reducing HP.
it's got a you got the hefty MP count on Frog. I should like double check the animation timing, but yeah, it does like even if you have to like necessarily need to, it does still like if Frog's at full HP, it still boosts Flare's damage output.
Yeah, it
So
does. Yeah, so like even if Frog isn't down a lot of HP, it often is worth it. I feel like the trickiness of Frog Flare is more in those. Basically, all of our final bosses or our final boss gauntlets have some combination of circumstances where you don't necessarily want to be hitting the whole screen. And that's like the real drawback to Frog Flare sometimes.
Yeah. Plus some of the changes from vanilla, like um, in one of like my vanilla speed runs, I actually like gave Frog like the exact right of equipment and at the exact right level so that the laser attack in vanilla hits a Frog to critical health for Frog
Yes.
Flare.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the changes in Jets, it's not really feasible to do that per se.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Ceres doesn't appear to be grinding at the grind spot. She is just gonna cut and go. So that definitely closes the gap some. So it is like 139.17, let's call it, when Sigil's elevator started moving. But this is quite close right now.
Ayla coming with triple kick is definitely going to be a factor here, especially if it gets closer at the end.
Mm-hmm. And Ceres is also rocking Falcon hit, so she doesn't need to do any of that setup for this scouter fight that Sigil is about to run into. The next one after this. Although you can frog squash this fight too. But since Frog Squash scales off of like stamina and missing HP, you gotta have Frog weakened to use it. Same with Ayla's Dino Tail. Falcon hit is probably the best way to clear this fight. Of course, you've got to have it, but I mean, it hits all of them. It's physical. It's gonna kill all of them. You probably don't have to worry about the calculations. All right, and Sigil is through, and we've got like a 140-40-ish start, yeah, for Ceres on the elevator. So, yeah, we're looking at a gap of like a minute 20 right now. I am a nerd and I like math.
I also like math.
Yeah, it's satisfying. All right, Sigil hitting those switches behind the scouters. Falcon hit is just gonna zip through it. Really nice, quick tech menuing by Ceres there. She definitely seemed to expect that the menu she clicked into wasn't going to be on Falcon hit and just got it right up there. I always sit there and like, where'd it go?
I think the red ones were also drop magic tabs.
Yeah, this is a very power-up friendly setup of drops here. Right, I think that is the first switch for her. Sigil just ahead at the save point has just menued. Going on to see that twin boss is going to be North Cape Magus. Not my first choice, certainly. These
Oh, we're
guys,
going for it.
yeah, All right, these guys, when they get down to half HP, will start counterattacking everything and throwing out extra spells on their turn as well, and it can add up very quickly. That frog flare, fortunately or unfortunately, absolutely did enough damage to push him into that range. These guys are going to have about 7,000 apiece.
Yeah, yeah. So this fight, I actually love this fight when at least with like vanilla, like it's just like the fact that the counters are just so nasty.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I think Sigil is basically healed up, so if he can get to his next frog flare intact, that'll do it. Okay, I think we're good. All right, looks like a 10-second gain in chat. Thanks, Mian. Since there's multiple megas, can we call this the War of the Magi? I mean, probably. I give you permission. I mean, Square love being self-referential. They'd be all over it. Okay, Sigil is coming through. Gonna start Lavos in a second here.
Okay. I think Ceres could double blaze kick to each of them.
Yeah.
It would have been a little bit safer despite blaze kick being a little bit of a longer animation.
Yeah, for sure. She has at least made it through safely, and we're gonna shelter here, do this last save point. Right, yeah, I think we're gonna see another frog flare here. We got about 3,800 off of Sigil's Fire Sword 2. This might do a little more. No, it won't do a little more. Okay. Alright, and then we got Confuse for 1,900, 1,800. Yeah, gosh, in terms of, I don't know how many Lapis or Megas, things like that Ceres has, although this is see, I'm the seeds are blurring in my head too. Is this the one with the rebels and the mega elixirs, or was that last time? But there have been a lot of like hyper ethers and stuff, so I'm sure that single target MP healing, we're good. Thanks, Pyrexia. Yeah, that was last run.
Oh yeah, I forgot that there was the like giant number of digital hats that we picked up.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, wait, we don't see what obstacle is there for Sigil. It's like, oh right.
Yep. Because Sigil got the vigil. Run that into the ground for however long this lasts, clearly. No, but Nice 3,600 blaze kicks on Lavos there. Ceres was more or less matching Sigil's damage output there.
That double arm kill is big.
Yeah, that's the huge thing with max speed against Lavos too. Is suddenly the double arm kill can actually be pretty safe. And when I say safe, people probably know that I'm referring to the blade attacks that come off of the arms soon after the nipple lasers. Getting hit by all of that is usually not a good idea. But if you can get the arms gone before they can hit you, then you are golden. This is great use of Frog Flare. See, look how... We didn't even see, like, most of his attack. Did he even do the poison attack against Sigil? That was so fast and so clean. Ceres has unfortunately had Chrono get bladed there. Sigil going into Lavos 3. Where can I get nipple lasers? Asking for a friend. Sadly, I think that secret may have died with Akira Toriyama, but I mean this sincerely. May he rest in peace. Because, like, I used to copy his coloring when I was a kid, and, like, I'm an artist, so, like, it means something, damn it, and yeah.
Okay, it's lock for the obstacle then.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little annoying, but it's not the worst. Getting it on 2 people is not fun, though. Those Vigil hats. There were 2 of them from Ozzy on Xenon Bridge, which Sigil, of course, has finished. And then the last one was like, well, the first one was even before that, because, yeah, the jerky. It was the jerky. And the jerky was right up front. Okay. Ceres is starting to put that damage into the main part of Lavos. Here's Flame Battle, but I think she's got enough damage to end this before we see that Shadow Doom Blaze. Help Chrono if you didn't miss, but might be a little short now.
I think we're gonna see it.
Yeah, just a bit short. Maybe another confuse. Yeah.
If she went for the confuse, it would have. I think it would have been enough if it didn't miss.
Yeah, I think that would have gone through. Just since Chrono got his turn first. Alright, but we are through that Lavos 2 fight over on her side. Meanwhile, Sigil has defense down on the Lavos core. Starting to pile that damage on. More than 4,000, of course, means that we only need 5 shots against that main guy on the right.
That was a mistake.
I have done that so many times. Like, I know there's a video out there where, like, oh, Batsy's gonna win in a second, and then, of course, I slip and hit left bit, and they're like, oh, never mind. But, you know, happens to the best of us, and Sigil's recovering nicely. Okay. Ceres is going into this Lavos core fight. Sigil is piling these on. I think he's got to be close. Nope, GG's. That is a wrap. Sigil has won the second game. Excellent.
That's gonna force a game 3.
Yep, that does mean we're going to game 3. So let's all get hyped for that. I'm sure that we will find out when that's going to be within the next couple days.
I believe we are currently joined by Sigil.
Yes.
Welcome on in, GG's.
Welcome,
Thank you.
GG.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm so glad I switched Frog in at the last second.
That worked
that
out
frog
well.
flare at the end was really good. I think like in terms of that, because like you both hit the same go mode, but for different reasons that we'll explain in a bit. But yeah, the frog flare hit for over 4,000 on both, which kills one of the arms, and then Chrono's able to kill the second one.
Yeah.
So that's just like you can't have a better fight than that, and just getting rid of the arms immediately, especially given their second turn they hit so hard.
And the farmable speed tabs at the end.
Yeah, we did note the speed tabs in the grind spot, and that never hurts, does it?
No.
Yeah, I also want to mention, because we talked about it, and I was like, the thing you don't want to do when you do get a bunch of speed tabs is you don't want everybody to be at the same speed.
Yeah. GG to Ceres.
And
just sorry to interrupt, but excellent, very close race.
Yeah, GG to Ceres. But yeah, that was a good heads up that I saw that not everybody was the same speed, and then Luca was max speed, which I think was probably the best thing to do there.
Yeah, because he takes such a toll with the dual attacks.
Yeah, especially with Frog Flare, she gets such a hefty penalty for Frog Flare.
Yeah, it's true. It helps her a lot. She is the character most affected by those ATB penalties in the game, as it turns out. So it is very helpful for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Take a look here. All right. We got Ceres waiting. And welcome in, GG.
GG.
GG's.
So I realized earlier than you might think that where the chrono trigger was.
Okay.
And I felt like I had to play for Tyranno Lair.
Okay.
Which is why I just kept going. Because by the time I realized, I figured it was either like, if I just follow the way that Sigil followed, I'll probably lose. Given how close it was, I don't know if that's actually the case, but...
so it wasn't the case.
Yeah, I think that probably would have flipped it. It was very close.
And Sigil, the clone was in Denadoro.
Yeah.
So...
I was going to go there after the hero battle spot.
I completely forgot that that's where I got the clone, so I just assumed that Sigil had it, like no matter what.
I see, gotcha.
I just did Denadera for the speed tap.
Which isn't a bad idea, certainly. But Yeah, we did wonder if you would go back to Black Omen or not, but actually you both got Magus's Castle Gobo because of course you had to to get that Dreamstone, which
Mhm.
probably did save a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I didn't like my chances with Magus Castle at the time.
Yeah, like you don't want to get it late in a seed after an hour, like almost ever. But yeah, GG again to you both, and we're going to game 3, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, is that right now or later?
Well, you both will have to schedule it unless I don't know if there's someone who's able to restream this, like game 3. But if I want to bring one thing up right now, you both were with a wood sword on Chrono for quite a while, and it felt really unfortunate. So that first chest of Denadora was where that alloy blade was, Ceres.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like it was just a little bit of just like a lack of damage on his end, just because of the fact that he had that wood sword for so long.
Yeah.
Especially with those early fights, like there was like a lava spawn and there was a ret knight somewhere.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of those like really annoying bosses up front where it was like, well, I feel like one or both of you had just picked up like Fire 2 or something, and then it's like, oh well, we can't use that, can't use Luminaire, can't use thanks Fitz.
I'm actually a big Denadero grind start, so if I had found like one thing to let me do that, I would have found that alloy blade right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I almost did hunting grounds for the brave blade.
Yeah, no, I could understand that. I guess I can't remember who had picked up like the Pearl Edge and the Demon Hit or whatever. So Brave Blade might. Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it, like just because like I'm like I just really am like Frog's my favorite character and everything. I don't think it's worth it for the Brave Sword unless if you like don't have like anything good on him. Otherwise, you know.
You know what's funny, Sigil?
Yeah.
I was thinking the only reason I really feel like I would want a mentor is in case I forget something. In case I forget something really stupid. That's all I need a mentor for.
I actually did mention on stream that is like an important part of our job as mentors, is to be like, yo, don't forget the thing. Because we all have to go through that too, so. But yeah, so no, that is understood for sure. Like, you didn't have that extra person there to catch it, but 2 races in a row is really something.
Yeah.
I drank a bunch of tea to kind of wake me up, and I've had to pee this entire run, so I blame that.
No, going pee makes you run faster.
Oh man, see, that's why you should have gone back to the bridge. Black Omen Go Mode has a bathroom break. The Tyrannolar bathroom break got removed because we used to have the longer Lavos falling cutscene. And it was long enough for me to get up at least, but Black Omen has that. When the Omen comes out on Death Peak, you can run.
Well, I'm gonna put into suggestions that every Go mode should have a bathroom break.
More of us need to get on that. We're not getting any younger here. Let's be real. We grew up playing these games.
I definitely like that idea.
But yes, no, that was a really fun race, and it was interesting to see you guys sort of make the different routing decisions, and I think we were definitely hoping not to have to go behind that prism shard, but sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah, like I like called it out right away when I saw Marley there. I'm like, that's like the worst character there. So
it
happens.
I will say, if I didn't get anything from, I would have gone Mage's Castle if I didn't get anything like Mage's Castle, or I don't know. I don't know if Bridge to Black Omen would be faster, but I was not gonna do Genodome into Toma's Pop into a Go mode. That was just
No.
not gonna happen.
No, and well, as we deduced, I think it would have been Genodome into Pop into Robo's Ribbon, so
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah. If I'm having to do Genodome, I'm no longer trying to do something different to win. I'm assuming that Sigil really screws something up, and I just catch up from that.
Sure.
And I at a certain point I just hid the race room because I was like, I don't want to like think about that. I don't want to see if he wins, you know.
Yeah, I always do that too.
I feel naked if I minimize the race room.
Well, that's why you just start the race naked. And then it can't get any worse.
That's my secret.
Ooh. Not anymore,
now
I guess.
Now I know your secret for game 3.
All right, you heard it here, folks. The secret to winning Jets of Time races. Fitz says, "Stop sharing my secret strats."
I do have like one thing to ask. Will you? Is there something you want particularly out of Game 3? I know we didn't get. I don't know if the Blue Rock was even available. I think there was an opportunity to check the Kajar Rock for you, Sigil.
Yeah.
But you opted not to do it. Would you want a rock of any kind? I know you're a big fan of Blue Rock, Ceres.
Can I ask for 2 things?
Sure.
Well, you could
Pennant.
always ask, but you know.
I'd like
Gods
a
are
pen and
fickle.
paper.
Mm. That is always allowed.
I want good tabs back, and I don't want confuse as the last skill on Chrono again.
Oh yeah.
Right. That was 2 seats in a row. That's just real unfortunate right
It's
there.
cruel.
Yeah, I should have just stuck the power tabs on. That when I just threw them all on Ayla, I figured I was probably going to learn confuse, but I didn't want to go through whatever fight I was gonna get with a bunch of power tabs unused.
Yeah,
Which is good because it was an annoying fight.
indeed.
And did you know that if you use their triple tech Gatling kick, it gives the ATB penalty to Chrono?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I discovered that in the Lavos fight, but you can pretend that it was very smart of me.
You know.
I have to make sure I'm because like you get 2 ATB penalties, and then I think Chrono's probably the highest penalty then, because there is a document on the Discord that does detail the penalties.
There's a document. It's bugged though, so like the first person listed in the game script for the ATB penalty doesn't get affected, and that just
Right.
depends on the text. Some
Yeah.
of them are a little arbitrary.
I did Gatling kick, and I noticed that Luca and Ayla were ready at the same time, and Chrono wasn't.
Gotcha.
So that knowledge, because I didn't know that, that's why I lost.
I don't know if I knew that, so I will have to try it. I love Gatling kick.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice way to, like, you can use that and then use Blaze Kick, and then if everyone's ATB happens to line up, you can make sure that you can use Blaze Kick. I love Ayla and Luca, and I don't like Chrono today.
Another thing I will say is that another like benefit for Gatling Kick is that it is faster than Blaze Kick as an animation.
That's true too. It is a little faster.
It's faster, and it deals as an animation. It deals more damage. So
anyway, give us Blue Rock. That's all.
All right, here is hoping. Yeah. All right. Do we have any more questions, comments, announcements before we wrap up this excellent doubleheader evening?
Just want to say thank you for the restream comms and tracking.
Anytime. Thank you for playing for us. It's always a fun time.
I'm currently regretting agreeing to the best 2 out of 3, but I'm very excited that we get more Jets of Time fun. So thank you for everyone who has to do all the extra work while Sigil and I just get to play video games.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. Alrighty. I think that if we are good, then we can wish everybody a good night. So everybody have a wonderful evening, or otherwise, if you are somewhere else, and we're gonna raid really, really long-a-thon in just a sec here. So once again, thanks everybody.
Yeah, go share some love with Really Really Longathon. I participated in their marathon earlier this month, and so they're just close to wrapping them up this marathon. But yeah, I definitely go send some love over there.
Yeah, excellent. All right, then we will let that raid go through. And in the meantime, everybody have an excellent evening. And remember, you can always go to www.ctjot.com to find our randomizer, join the Discord, etc. Love to see you there.